what's your passion? What do you want to study? Do you have a dream job? Do you scratch your head when you hear these questions? In this video, we will learn about theory of vocational choice. On your major and career exploration journey, it is natural to gravitate towards occupations that match your interests. The theory of vocational choice developed by John L. Holland is one of the most widely researched and applied theories of career development. John Holland is a psychologist who devoted his professional life to researching issues related to career choice and satisfaction. He developed a well-known theory and designed several assessments and supporting materials to assist people in making effective career choices. His theory and assessment tools have helped millions of people worldwide and are supported by hundreds of research studies. Holland's theory of vocational choice is based on several assumptions. 1. An individual's personality is the primary factor in vocational choice. 2. Interest inventories are in fact personality inventories. 3. Individuals develop stereotypical views of occupations that have psychological relevance. These stereotypes play a major role in occupational choice. 4. Daydreams about occupations are often precursors to occupational choices. 5. Identity, the clarity of an individual's perception of his or her goals and personal characteristics, is related to having a small number of rather focused vocational goals. And lastly, to be successful and satisfied in one's career, it is necessary to choose an occupation that is congruent with one's personality. A congruent occupation is one in which other people in the work environment have the same or similar characteristics as one's own. What are the propositions of Holland's vocational choice? Holland predicted that individuals of highly consistent and differentiated personality profiles should have more crystallized identities, make career decisions with greater ease, and experience greater stability in their career trajectories. Those with less differentiated, less consistent profiles may have more diffuse identities, struggle more with career decision making, and have less stable career paths. He expected that people will seek environments that are congruent with their personalities, and when they do so, they will probably do competent work, be satisfied and personally effective, and engage in appropriate social and educational behavior. Holland's theory is the most influential of all the extant theories. Instruments based on the theory including his own self-directed search and Find Your Interest, which is used by the Department of Defense along with the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery in its military recruitment program of high school students throughout the country, are best sellers. This theory has stimulated hundreds of research studies as well. Moreover, Holland's conceptual scheme of interest is usually exclusively in ONET, the major occupational classification system in the United States. Individuals who are congruent, differentiated, consistent, and high in identity are predicted to be more satisfied and better adjusted than individuals who are incongruent, undifferentiated, inconsistent, and low in identity. For example, a social individual working in a social environment would be happier and more productive than if the same individual were in a realistic environment. Okay, another example. An enterprising individual working in an enterprising environment is considered highly congruent compared to the same individual working within an investigative environment. What are the most effective methods for providing assistance to people? 1. We can help clients assess their personalities and work environments and then help them see the relationships between the two. Either the vocational preference inventory or the self-directed search can help with the process. 2. Consider using an occupational consort with clients that classify all occupation titles according to the Holland codes. Use the occupational themes inventory to stimulate discussion of client aspirations and then assign Holland codes to the traits. 3. Work with clients to help them see how their traits, life goals, values, aptitudes, and competencies and enrollments and achievements can be associated with the match of personality with work environment. 4. Use the My Vocational situation to quickly establish client needs for help. 5. Consider using the career attitudes and strategies inventory developed by Holland and Gattelson to help employed people assess their current work and environment. 6. Organize and reference your career and occupational information according to Holland codes. Use the Godfredson and Holland Dictionary of Holland Occupational Titles, which classifies all occupations according to the codes as a guide. And lastly, learn to listen carefully for clients' personal career theories or PCTs or their career narratives. It will always be a good way to start and it be all that is needed. What is the role of assessment in this theory? Inventories are used in the development of theory and used for individuals in need of career assistance. It establishes an objective to different personality type for their clients compared to the counselor's assessment. What is the role of occupational information in this theory? It is useful to clients because it helps to integrate occupational information in their counseling process. It is also useful for counselors as it serves as a helpful way to group occupational information integrated in a counseling process. Right? So what is the counseling procedure using this theory? First, let's determine the 6 types. Second, identification of combination of types. And lastly, explanatory construct analysis. How do you come up with a treatment plan with this theory? One is a primary intervention is assessment, both of the client and of his or her environment. A counselor working within Holland's framework would use some assessment tool to determine the client's primary, secondary, and tertiary types. Identification type would gather further interventions. Second, the counselor may use the career attitude and strategies inventories to evaluate a range of factors related to the client's current career. Third, the counselor will examine the pattern of types of the assessment tool. The interpretation of general occupation themes will determine the 3-letter Holland code. It is especially important to discuss with the client his or her summary code when the code lacks of consistency. Encourage clients to take action to learn about the occupations that interest them. Clients then discuss what they have learned with their counselors and narrow list of options. The final phase of the career counseling process is evaluating any changes that have occurred, assessing the impact of the interventions that have been used, and eventually terminating the career counseling relationships. Okay, let's apply this theory to the case of Leslie. Question number 1. How might the inconsistent Leslie typology had an influence on her career decision making in the past? How it might it be affecting her career decision making? The inconsistency in her typology really had a big influence on career decision making in the past. It serves why she had to jump into different types of career, also taking into considerations on her personality and interests that did not really match to her career choice. It will be difficult for her to focus more on her career decision due to some inconsistency that supposedly will help her be more satisfied and happy in her current career. Okay, question number 2. How might it be helpful for Leslie to conceptualize her current work environment in terms of person-environment congruence? From what does her dissatisfaction stem? It will help her to conceptualize her current work environment from the word itself congruence for person-environment, which is supplementary fit that exists when the individual and the environment are similar in a particular characteristic. This underlying mechanism is one of a similarity interaction, such that she tends to like interacting with other people and with environments that are similar to themselves in some way. Her dissatisfaction stem in her feeling being at a crossroads in her life, and she feels that she's ready to explore her options for her next step towards career development. Oh, so before you get excited about the salary you might make, maybe check if your job fits your interests. John Holland said, a career choice is an expression of personality.